remember it was really hot and just screaming for hours until I truly had no voice, and we had to change the next few scenes that we had the next day because I could not talk anymore. I've never lost my voice in my life.
So first, Julia, I would love to hear a little bit about how you describe your character's relationship dynamic with Clay. The marriage is interesting.
All right, I like this question. Yeah. Amanda and Clay are so fascinating to me because they really kind of fill the void of the other or create the void in the other. And I think it kind of goes back and forth, which it is. And I think Ethan did such a great job in that part. And it was really fun to play those scenes together.
Your two characters, I feel like your characters' perspectives of each other change a lot over time, especially there's that scene where you're listening to records. How would you describe how your characters' perspectives on the other change over the course of the movie?
I think it's kind of similar to with all things, as you spend more time with someone or something, things begin to sort of let go and release, and you get down to to who someone really is, or at least begin to see more of that. And so I think all these characters just needed time around each other. We all walk into situations with our own baggage and our own defenses and our own fears and our own preconceived ideas. And so I appreciate that arc exists, or that unfolding exists for both of our characters in a sense, right?
This is a very intense movie that sort of comes in waves. And I think one of the most intense parts is when it's going back and forth between your standoff with Ethan and Kevin Bacon and then you in the shed with all of the deer. Mm-hmm. I would love to hear more about what filming those really intense scenes were like for you guys.
Well, for Mahershala and I,
What were you looking at?
We were looking at some deer heads. FX had made some deer heads for us to look at, and they had also constructed this giant set of antlers for when Mahershala kind of gets trapped against the shed. And I remember it was really hot and just screaming for hours until I truly had no voice, and we had to change the next few scenes that we had the next day because I could not talk anymore. I've never lost my voice in my life. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I love that moment. It was very powerful.
And how about you?
It was intense. That was hard. That was a hard scene too. Just because of the setups and the rhythm that I think we had to try to discover to make that feel real. So I found that we had to work on that maybe a little bit more than what we thought, but I do feel like it finally like clicked and came to life. And I think we found the moments that we really needed that the movie demanded.
It's so tense. Yeah. It is so tense.